Monte Carlo simulation in Excel. Couple little tips, and we'll do one here, and I've got several examples on my channel, so I'll link to those. Number one, you need to randomize some numbers, because if you just have an estimate and the estimate is, say, 3,000, well, it won't change unless we have a way for it to be randomized. We're going to use the normal inverse function, and so we need the probability, we need the mean, and we need the standard deviation of a number. So it's going to return the number. So in this case, I have a little problem where I'm going to do a little income statement, and so the estimate, I'm only going to randomize one thing, and that's going to be our sales. We need to run 1,000 or more simulations, and so we're going to use a function, built-in function called data table, and we'll point to a blank cell. You'll see it in just a second. And then we calculate the statistics based on the 1,000 or more simulations. So that's how we do it. Instead of estimating ahead of time, we run the numbers, and then we do an average of all 1,000 and the standard deviation, and then how many would be maybe a loss. Maybe that's what we care about. And we have an estimated percent or probability of loss. So let's get started with this one. I've just set up a simple little information here that we're going to use. Let's say that our sales estimated to be 500,000. So we can use that as a mean if you want to. And our sales standard deviation is 60,000. And then let's say cost of sales is 65%, and our general and administrative expenses are 145. So I just plugged in some sample data here and formatted it just to save us a little time. So here's what we want to do. We're going to use the normal inverse function. So I'm going to access the formula builder by hitting the FX up here. You see this up here. So the FX, I'm going to search for normal inverse, and I've already done this recently, so I'm just going to use this one. So this is what we need. The probability. Now, what do we put? Do we put 10% or 20% or 30%? Well, we want that to be randomized, and we want to randomize it for 1,000 different times. So that's the Monte Carlo simulation idea. So I'm going to randomize a number, and so the function is rand, and open and close brackets here. And that's a volatile function, and it's going to be from 0 to 1, and it's going to, every time it's going to pull a random number, and here's what happens. So the mean is going to be 500,000, the standard deviation is 60,000. So what happens is, here's our estimate. Now, this is not a one-time estimate. Every time we change something, let me point to this, if this is volatile, so if we want to change it, force the change, we do F9. If not, then anytime we change something, that 470, 815 will change to something else. It'll be something else with that in that normal distribution. So let's assume our cost of sales are 65%, so it's that number times 65%. You see the sales updates to a different number. And then our sales minus our cost of sales. Our sales minus cost of sales is 166. That number has updated again. Our G&A expenses are just a fixed number here, 145. Now we could make that where it's also a number that would be estimated. You just need to know a standard deviation of the G&A expenses. So if our gross profit is here minus the 145 here, and so our profit is 39,000 with this one example. Now what's going to happen is, anytime we do F9, it'll change the sales, and then everything gets updated. Our G&A expenses stays the same, but our profit is updating every time. And you see that at some point we have a loss. That's what we're really worried about. Well, what's the probability of our loss? Well, the way we do this is we run the simulation 1,000 times, and then we figure out, well, how many of the 1,000 are losses, and that's how we estimate that probability. Okay, so I have a column that's going to be the simulation. I did all the way down to 1,000. So our simulation 0 is what we just showed it how to do. Here in this case, it's negative 1187, but as soon as I hit enter, it's going to be a different profit number. So that's always going to point to this right here. So now, since this is built on a randomized sales, and then everything gets updated based on that, I'm going to point to the profit here. I'm going to highlight all this. I'm going to get rid of my formula builder here. I'm going to highlight the entire table, and I'm going to the data ribbon and what if analysis and the data table. Now, this is a one variable data table, and I don't need it to change any variables. So I'm going to go to the column input cell. So instead of saying, use the 1, use the 2, or whatever, I'm just going to point to a empty cell somewhere where it's empty and put OK. And what happens is this column is going to fill. I need to move it just a little bit so it refreshes the screen. And what happens is we have now profit. I have 1,000 estimates of profit. Okay, so now we have, this is Monte Carlo simulation. We've got 1,000 different ones, and so therefore we need to figure out the mean. What is the mean? Well, the mean is going to be an average. So let's do it this way. An average, and I'm going to start here all the way down. The average is going to be 30,483, and every time we update it, the mean is going to change because all 1,000 of these simulations will update anytime we change anything. So standard deviation, I'm going to use the standard deviation for the sample size, standard deviation dot S. It really won't make much of a difference here if it's standard deviation of the population or the sample size, but I'm just going to use the sample size here. I'm going to go to 1 and then all the way down to 1,000. So here is our standard deviation. Our standard deviation is this number, 20,740, and it will change every time we update. So the last thing we want to do is let's figure out the probability of loss. So first of all, we need to count how many losses we have. So I'm going to count, and I want to use there's a count if or a count ifs. I've switched over and used count ifs all the time. I almost never use count if. Count ifs can do more than one. Count ifs older, and you might see an example of people using count if here. That's fine. We're happy for them to do that. So what's the criteria range? The criteria range is 1 through 1,000, and the criteria would be anything that's negative, so less than 0. Now, one reason I like to do it here in the formula builder, because I can hit done, and you see the formula? The formula adds the double quotes around the less than 0. Now, this number really is 7,200%. So it looks like that's going to be 72. So let me format it just for a number here, and you can see, well, it's 72. Well, we want it to be a percentage, and so I need to take that result divided by 1,000. So now it's at 9%. It would have been at 7.2%. 72 out of 1,000 would be 7.2%. Here, this is 8.5%. So let's test our assumptions, and we're going to use the F9 where it changes. F9 will force the sales to be updated, and then it causes a ripple effect all the way down, all the way down, all the way through the 1,000 units, 1,000 sales we calculated. So I'm going to do F9. And so our mean is around 30,000. You see it doesn't move a whole lot off the 30,000. Our standard deviation is around 20 or 21,000. And our probability of loss looks like around 6%, 5.7, 7%, 9%. So it moves around a little bit, but it looks like it's in the single digits. And so you see the probability of loss is probably between 5 to 10% if we had to estimate. So we might be happy with that because that's maybe what our real concern is. What's our chance of losing money? We don't want to lose money. All right, so this is the secrets behind the Monte Carlo simulation. I've got other examples in a playlist. I'll put the playlist below so that way you can understand how to do Monte Carlo simulation. It's really kind of easy in Excel, and you ought to add it to your tools that you can do in Excel. Hey, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.